sleep at the hotel.
Welcome to Berlin.
Can you tell me what you remember?
I was in a taxi. I crashed. I don't know how I got here.
You have been in a coma for 4 days. We couldn't find any identification with you. What's your name?
I'm Dr. Martin Harris.
Boy, Liam Neeson better get some password protection. This is identity theft for your ass right here. I mean, not even that dude's wife don't even know him after somebody stole his identity.
Is that what this is?
Pretty much. Yeah,
It's just complete identity theft to the point where they stole your likeness too?
Yep, to where your own wife doesn't even know who you are.
Yeah. You get on the computer one day, wake up the next day, your wife like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean,
never heard of you, never seen you.
Okay, maybe this is some sci-fi, but if can happen for real, that might work out for some dudes.
Hey, some guys might be like, you don't know me?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, baby, she don't know me.
Yeah.
Hey, we good to go.
I mean, yeah, there's no more having to, go through all the trouble of faking your death. You just have your identity, quote unquote, stolen.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that sucks is that Liam Neeson in this movie, his wife's pretty goddamn hot, so it sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
most guys, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know how long I had to work to fucking get this piece of ass? No.
Yeah, most guys would love if this happened. Most guys would tell them, babe, I was going to kill you. I was going to make like an accident, but you just saved your own life. You don't know me for real? You can still breathe then, all right. But here, man, it's in this one, it's not like somebody stole his credit card and then all of a sudden everybody's like, we don't know you, man. No, it's of course it's deep.
I don't know you, man.
Hey, man, same time. I don't know you, man. Yeah, no, Liam Neeson he's in a car wreck.
Uh-huh.
And then he wakes up from a coma. And when he wakes up, like everybody, the person who drove the cab, the people around town who helped him out, even his own wife, when he goes to find her, everybody's kind of like, oh, who the fuck are you? What do you mean? Some police? Somebody get this crazy son of a bitch out of here. Yeah, he goes looking for that. That is the kicker right there. He goes to a function because he's in Berlin. He's supposed to be attending.
He's there for a biotech summit.
Yeah. So he's there to meet a scientist there. And when he goes looking for his wife, I mean, that's the thing. His wife turns around, somebody that he has known for a long time, been very intimate with, and she's like, I don't know you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Implanted memories,
and
perhaps?
that's what gets the wheels started. That's what makes your brain start to go, okay, what the fuck is going on here? Because Liam Neeson is getting really fucking pissed off. The thing is, you do not want him to unleash his set of skills on you. Because, I mean, that's the cool thing about it, is like you're about as frustrated as he is watching this movie, because you're like, oh, you motherfuckers have seen this guy. How come nobody can remember what is going on? And he's getting pissed. He's like, you know who I am. You know? Like, come on. Enough of this. What are you doing? Is this some kind of joke? It's not funny.
That's a good Liam Neeson.
It is. Thank you.
I got to shit my pants a little bit.
Sorry about that.
Basically, if you want to do Liam Neeson, just growl like a dog and talk. I am being patient.
My name is Dr. Martin Harris. You should know me.
What is this apple shit?
What it is with him is because most of the time he talks very calm. So when he explodes, you're like, what?
Yeah. No, well, that's he sort of pulled a dark man. That's when he's getting pissed. Yeah.
In fact, that's what a dog would tell you. What's this dry food shit?
Yeah.
I want a steak.
I'm Dr. Martin Harris. I deserve better than this.
And then the dog beats the shit out of you. But man, yeah, dog, I got a certain set of skills. But man, there's what's good about this movie is that it is very successful at creating that atmosphere of paranoia. I mean, the setup in this is great because it's anywhere from the camera work to Liam Neeson's expressions on here. I mean, yeah, you're kind of scared because you're right. At this point, when you watch a movie like this, it's like, when people gonna learn to leave him the fuck alone?
Yeah,
I mean, don't you know he'll choke you if you don't get what he wants?
And he does such a good job of convincing himself. After a while, he's like, okay, shit, am I really who I am? Like now I'm worried, but none of this makes sense. I need to find out who the fuck I am, and I need to do it now. It's like, and you really, that's kind of the cool thing. The way it's set up, the way they really get you involved with his dilemma, it's really interesting. And as it goes along, at least for me, it got a little bit more interesting.
Well, that's the thing about Liam Neeson. That's why he's great in these action movies. We'll never see him as a true action hero because he is the guy that you feel sorry for. I mean, no matter how tough he is, somehow Liam Neeson always has an air of sympathy about him.
You're absolutely right. It's like he's always kind of wounded But yeah, but then he's that wounded animal who's going to do what he has to take you down.
I honestly think, and I was telling a buddy of mine this today, I was like, I honestly think like Liam Neeson, if he continues this path with these types of movies, he could be like the new Charles Bronson pretty much, where you do sympathize with him. And the thing is, you're hoping nobody pisses him off because he's going to fuck you up. I mean, he really is. He's going to find a way to make things, right.
He's the anti-Schwarzenegger. I mean,
it's that perfect kind of action movie because when your hero gets wronged, then you're really on his side because it makes you think of every time you've been wronged.
Oh yeah,
and it's empowering. You get to watch somebody do all the shit you wanted to do, to get your revenge.
Are you kidding me? I mean, yeah. After watching this movie with a girl not knowing who you are, I mean, he's like, "Hey, well, we talked the other day. What do you mean you don't remember who I am? God damn it!"
He's like, "You're the hottest piece of ass I've ever had. Telling me you know me. I must fuck again."
We made sweet passionate love the other night. How can you not remember that?
And see, the whole time you're watching this, now you are nervous because people keep like telling him, like, "Man, we don't know." And you're saying to yourself, "Quit fucking with him because he ain't gonna like this. He's gonna hurt somebody." But at the same time, you really do have sympathy for him. You really do feel sorry for him. I mean, everybody is telling him he's not who he is. And there's a point where he's, in a very short amount of time, he becomes a broken man because he's convinced that he's insane.
Sure.
And you were right there with them. I mean, shit, the movie's got you sitting up there like saying, "Who the fuck am I?"
It does. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Like, am I who I really? Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It's because this director now, because I do have some complaints about this movie. And I do want to mention the director's name here. I've only seen one other movie of his, and the director for this movie, I can't even say his name. João Collet Serra.
There you go.
Sure, why not? Right?
Yeah, why not?
He directed House of Wax. Now it's one of those movies that everybody hated, and I was like, you know what?
I kind of like that movie.
I thought it was decent. Yeah.
I didn't think it was great, but I liked the movie a lot. I mean, I don't know why people complain about it so
because
much. Except
Paris Hilton was in it, so she was an easy target.
Yeah. But I thought that movie was very creepy. He did Orphan, which is a movie that also is very creepy.
But I thought you didn't like that movie.
I never saw it.
Oh, okay.
But somebody told me the reveal,
Yeah.
and I saw the end of the film because they put it up.
Yeah.
Because somebody already spoiled it for me, so I was just like,
Wasn't me.
No, it wasn't you.
I ain't never seen it.
It was your protege. No, it wasn't you. It was somebody who told me about it. I think Cyrus was one who actually told me about it.
Yeah,
And
he told me too.
Yeah, I think I actually asked him to tell me. It's like at this
Well,
point,
he was just so like. You can tell what the ending is, the twist from the poster.
That's what it was, and I said at this point, man, just go ahead and tell me. And he did, and I saw it.
And you just look at the poster, you go like, oh yeah, that's right, totally right there.
No, he nailed it. He was right. And when I saw that, I was like, man, that's creepy, and I can only imagine what the rest of the movie is like. And so while this movie isn't as creepy in those movies in that sense of, in a horror sense, it is kind of eerie in like a very paranoid sense. I mean, the movie at the beginning captures. Not only with the camera work, just getting a feeling of vertigo, but you're walking around with Liam Neeson, and you don't know who to trust. People following you, but you don't know if they're really following you. You see people on a cell phone. You know if that person's talking about you or not because they're just looking in your general direction. They might even be looking at you, but you're thinking like, hey, man, that motherfucker's talking about me. Not so. It sets that up extremely well. I love the beginning of this movie.
Well, the thing is that the way it's set up is so perfectly, but the thing is that the one fault about the movie, for me at least, is that it gets to the point where they're still trying to convince you that this guy's world isn't what it seems. And it starts to go on a little too long because you're just like, okay, I'm really convinced. I feel sorry for this guy, but where are we going to go after this now? Like, really, let's get into something here. And the thing is that once they finally do, once you realize that there are people out gunning for him all of a sudden, which he doesn't know why, I mean, that's where the movie turns into almost where it was a thriller at the beginning. Then it starts to slowly but surely turn into an action film, which it actually works to its benefit. For this movie,
so it's a good action film.
But it's almost a little. It's almost like to the point where they could have easily trimmed about 20 minutes out of the movie to really introduce that into the film. Because by the time it gets to it, you kind of do feel like you've been sitting in that theater a little too much longer than you'd hope for.
Yeah, I would agree that it does because it does. It goes on a little bit too long. It has like one of those great setups, an ending that comes in and kind of delivers what they or tries to make up for whatever slow parts they have, but those slow parts are very, just middling. Like,
so they had a great idea, and it came up with a way to end it with lots of action, but it was all stuff in the middle where they were
even then it kind of gets silly. I tell you, because in the beginning you got They bring in some good characters. You have January Jones and Aiden Quinn, who are the like January Jones' wife. And Aiden Quinn is
that's who he's married to?
And yeah, now you can see why.
Okay,
and then
yeah.
Aiden Quinn is like the guy who comes in and takes his place.
Damn.
And they
that's
and you look at it like, not only do you not know, but this motherfucker here, you replace me with him?
Right. Well, it's better than Martin Lawrence.
In effect, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you
like-
got replaced by Martin Lawrence, you would just give up. You were like, you know what? This bitch is just crazy. It's probably for the best.
Liz. Oh, Jesus.
Excuse me. Do I know you?
What's wrong? I'm sorry. I was in an accident. I was in a coma. They didn't know who I was.
Oh, you must have me confused with someone else.
Liz. It's me. Martin. Your husband.
This is a misunderstanding. I don't know this man. This is my husband.
You are Dr. Martin Harris?
Last time I looked. Yep, still me.
What's going on here? Is this some kind of a joke?
You know this man?
No.
Who the hell are you?
Who the hell are you?
I'm her husband.
And then they play on that for a little bit. There's a great scene in this movie where there's the scientist who's played by Sebastian Koch. Liam Neeson comes in to confront Aiden Quinn in front of this guy.
Yeah.
And he's saying, like, look, that's not who he is. I am him. I'm the guy you're looking for. And both of them.
Does Aiden Quinn like make the same exact motions with him, like they're in a mirror?
Yeah, like in a mirror. They start doing like the whole mirror thing.
He's not me. Wait, stop it! You stop it!
And as great as that scene is, though, there is a point where it almost turns into like a Marx Brothers routine.
Like let's say, the hand thing on the mirror. Hey, wait a minute.
All right, stop, please, because you're about to ruin this movie
they
for me.
know each other's lines so well. Like somehow somebody
Stop
somewhere.
copying me.
Yeah, somebody was rehearsing a script somewhere.
Yeah.
And you don't know who was rehearsing what, and the doctor's sitting up there. He's captured the expression that you have, like, wait a minute, who? And that's a great scene. But then after that, they get into things like he's trying to find out who he is by going to the cab driver, this girl named Gina, who's played by this really fine chick, Diane Kruger.
Yeah, it's really fucking hot.
The female cab drivers in movies are always
That's
hot.
the thing, you don't ever see that in life.
I didn't even see female cab drivers in real life, let alone hot ones.
Actually, you have. They just look like men. But she's the spunky cab driver, spunky, hot-looking girl who wants to get a better life for herself, so she can't get involved with him. Of course she does, and she proves herself to be like a little too spunky for belief. I mean, she's like, she turns into an action hero almost herself.
Damn,
and it's just like, I didn't buy that, and I didn't like that character.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I didn't really get so much the feeling. I thought, there's only so much you can do when somebody's grabbing onto you. Yeah, what are you going to do? You're just going to give up and not fight? I mean, I think there's a majority of the time, she's more struggling than she is fighting. There was never a part where I thought she was all of a sudden busting out with, Matrix Kung Fu.
Well, see, I know she didn't do that, but I caught that before. I was like, you feel bad for her. She's like, oh, Liam Neeson came in, everybody's dying around this guy, some of her friends die, and you really do get the feeling like she's just an innocent caught up in the mix.
Yeah, which is where
but
that's
later
where,
on in the movie,
where I
she
bought
takes
it.
a little bit too, she becomes a little bit too proactive for me. That's just me.
I didn't think, but I didn't really get that. But I see what you're saying. But I mean, but yeah. I'm like, there's a turning point where you realize, these people are out gunning to kill whoever this guy is and whoever's around him. So what else are you going to do? I mean, you have to do something. You have to be proactive.
Well, see, that's where you and I are going to probably disagree what route the movie takes, because it did become, I know we both agree that it's a thriller, but it has elements of an action film near the end that just become like a routine action movie to me. I mean, to the point where it's just silly. Some good twist in there, and that's my biggest complaint about this. Whatever the twist is in this movie, which I can't say, there's so much more to me that they could have done with the script.
He turns out to actually be Wolverine.
How did you know? No.
I can sniff these things out.
He's the Hulk. He's Bruce Banner. That's his true identity.
He's actually a Jedi Master. He likes to hang out with racial stereotypes.
But no, I thought like a script like this, they didn't play on it enough, because the way people are responding to what his true identity is to me is like it's too casual. It's kind of like, okay, well, whatever it is that you are, we just have to take care of this. Well, most people should have been like, wait a minute, are you serious? You didn't know this? You got to be kidding me. Like they're addressing him.
Yeah.
Like the villains are just as confused as anybody else. But no, they just go about it like strictly business type of way, where it's a fascinating thing that happens to this guy. But they become just regular villains. Frank Langella comes in, he's like, pity, all that kind of stuff. It's like, I really wish, and I was telling co-hosts this before we started, everybody's talking about someone like Shane Black who comes in and punches up scripts with like great dialogue. Maybe a little bit of humor in a movie that doesn't even like deserve humor, but it brings a little bit more humanity to it, or a little more entertainment. I thought this script could have used someone to come in and punch it up.
Yeah. Well, where it's lacking in that, I have to admit that's where Liam Neeson kind of, basically takes the reins and really, once it gets into the action set pieces, you can't help but like watch the guy and see how he reacts. His reactions are like spot on. Yeah. Just how he handles these situations. And I think it basically pretty much glossed over any fault that it had as far as like punchy dialogue, which at that point you're like, okay, there's no time for anybody to be talking. It's time for
this ain't playtime.
It's time to fucking action. It's time to fucking do something. And they do. And I think that's where it kind of won me over because at first I was like, okay, wow, this is it's lagging a bit. It's starting to drag a bit. But as soon as they really get into that meat, you're just like, wow, you can't get enough of it, really. I mean, you almost wish the movie was a little bit longer just so you can get a little bit more out of that, which I'll say, that's the good thing about the movie, but it's also the bad thing. I will
agree with you that the action in this is good. I don't care if it's routine or not. It's actually done well.
Yeah.
There's a car chase in the middle. I mean, it's nothing new that we hadn't seen.
Yeah, you talk about Liam Neeson's skills. That's the one thing that you kind of have scratching your head is like, wow, for a doctor, this guy's an incredible fucking driver.
Oh yeah, that dude needs to be in NASCAR, man. You've seen all this shit. Driving on the sidewalk, driving on the wrong side of the road for a little bit. Yeah. Driving right beside the villain, but it's actually filmed very well, and it's actually pretty intense.
Yeah, Speed Racer don't have shit on this. I mean, it's like wow, but it's engaging and it is very raw. It feels it's like one of those good car chase scenes where it feels very raw and very real, which I hadn't seen in a while, man. Where he gets when he gets gritty, and I loved it.
It did. Now to see him, I could buy that with. Later they have a car chase with well, not even a car chase with but it's kind of like a. It's kind of like a mini car chase. The beginnings of one with that girl.
Is it a
Gina.
go-kart race?
No, it's a lawnmower race. A riding lawnmower race. No, it's the Gina girl comes in and she does a little bit of driving skills too. And it's like with her, it's like, come on now. Even if you could do this, it's in the middle of an airport and you'd be seen. And there's just little things that happen too, like the villains just doing shit out in the middle of the public where, they're in a parking garage and they're beating the fuck out of Liam Neeson. That's where this girl Gina's like, hey, wait a minute, they're beating my friend. That's where they took him. And it's like,
do you forget where they are? We're talking about Berlin, Germany here. They don't care about nothing.
True. Yeah. It's the secret police again.
I mean, the villains just should have put up a sign saying, we're not beating the shit out of anybody. Keep driving.
Yes.
There's nothing happening here. But I did like the movie, man. And the reason why is because Liam Neeson, anytime you put him in an action film, when I speak of humanity, he really does bring it to it. I mean, he's a great enough actor to where he doesn't have to come in and grit his teeth and look mean to be an action hero. Most guys will come in and make a pun and say
right. Yeah, they smirk the whole time.
No, Liam Neeson. Have you noticed that no matter what he does, he has this expression on his face like he looks like he's about to cry.
Yes. He often has that look.
He's like, because he's like, even when he's beating up somebody, he's like, I don't want to beat the shit out of you, but you're making me do this. Why are you making me hurt you?
That's a look of sympathy, knowing that the guy's probably going to have to kill somebody.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. You brought this on yourself. I'm really a Buddhist, but I can't help myself right now.
People never want to tell me the truth about myself, and this is what happens.
You're making me angry because I'm making me have to kill you. It's like, man, and I like Liam Neeson for that. I mean, I think to me, he is a great action hero for that because he can bring somebody to the action realm and make me feel like I'm watching a real person in the middle of some ridiculous shit.
He is. You're sitting back watching Liam Neeson. I'm thinking, wow. When I saw saw Excalibur, I thought this guy was old. You know,
I know, that is
and
weird.
it just made me think, how old is this fucking guy? How is it that he could keep up this charisma? Because it's almost like a Clint Eastwood thing with him too. You know, but even though the unfortunate thing is, I could see him not wanting to go for more roles like this, only because he never seems like the guy who ever wants to be typecast as anything.
Yeah, he's a real actor.
He is
not,
in every
he's not simply
sense.
just a movie star.
But it's like, you know what? I can't imagine what it'd be like if he did decide to do like more of these type action films, because, you know, I'd be about as big of a fan of these films as I was with, you know, the Charles Bronson or anything Clint Eastwood did. Because the thing is, he is a better actor, I would say, as far as, now I'm talking about Charles Bronson.
Yeah.
But he has that type of charisma on the screen that you really do miss, of a guy who can play an ordinary guy and put in unordinary circumstances. He can fucking take care of himself, you know, and I fucking love that.
Yeah, no, it's. I would say, like, I would love to give this movie more than what I'm going to say I'm going to give it, because I'm going to give it a high rental. Like, I think it's a great rental.
That's cool.
But, you know, as far as all the good things I liked about the movie, it just, maybe it's because I'll admit it's probably one of those things where I saw something in it that I wish it would go to and it didn't.
Yeah, I was on the verge of giving it a rental only during those slow parts.
Yeah,
because I was like, wow, as good as this thing started, yeah, they need to do something quick, because it's slowly starting to lose my interest. The only thing really captivating me is Liam Neeson's performance. But once that action does kick in, once they beef it up, it turned into a matinee for me, honestly. Yeah, where I was just like, wow, you know what? I don't feel cheated paying fucking matinee price to see fucking Liam Neeson take care of some business. So
yeah,
you know.
no, and I guess the thing I was really most disappointed by is the ending, when they really do reveal what all this is about. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'll just say that everybody's killing each other over super corn. That's
super corn.
Super corn. I will leave you with those words. Everybody, at the end of the movie, when you find out what's going on, you find out it's super corn. That's why people beating the shit out of each other.
They got to kill over something, Corey. All right.
Hey man, everybody knows that multinational corporations are evil, and they have assassins on their payroll who will kill people who are about to commit corporate espionage. I guess. You know, you watch enough movies, that's what they tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck it. You know, his true identity, Liam Neeson's a piece of corn. There, I just wrote the movie.
I'm convinced I was crazy. But when they came to take me, I knew. It's a simple code.
These mean anything to you?
It's my wife's writing. They have passports, credit cards, family photos.
You really don't remember anything.
Get your hands off me!
Who are these people? They can become anyone.
The question is, why would they want to take your place?
I don't know who this man is, but you have to arrest him, or many people will die.
There is no Martin Harris. He doesn't exist.
I am Martin Harris. I didn't forget everything.